So how are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I've had a really good week,
Yeah,
Probably the best week I've had since starting this online journey.
brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a stretch. I mean, I don't know whether you saw my post this morning I put up. I mean, obviously yesterday being the public holiday with the coronation and everything, and I don't know about up with you, but it just rained here all day.
Mate, I live in Scotland.
Yeah, I lived in Scotland for nearly 30 years. So yeah, I lived on the west coast up near Fort William for quite a while as well. So
Oh,
if you
nice
want
up there,
rain, oh, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Really is.
Yeah, just looking up onto Ben Nevis and that and
Yeah.
out onto the loch, that's when I worked in forestry. So
To be fair, there isn't many. Most places in Scotland are really nice.
yeah, yeah.
They are, like, it's such a nice country. I love it.
Yeah, it's just got such a totally different feel to the rest of the country. I mean, it's quite amazing, really.
Yeah. And the
But
people,
yeah,
see, before I moved there, I was like, oh no, I'm English. They're gonna hate me. But the Scottish people are amazing, man. I love them.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I got a little bit cheesed off with it sometimes with some of the comments. Used to work with a guy called Robert Smith who used to take the mick out of me being English. And I reminded him that my surname's Coburn, with a Scottish clan, and his
Which
name
is
was
way more
Smith.
Scottish than.
He shut up after that.
And I say, anytime anyone like messes about with the English, I'm like, don't be racist. And they're like, I'm not being racist.
Dom, how's your surname pronounced? Because I pronounced it Rhea, as in.
Well, it's Ray, but it is Ria, but over time it changed to Ray. So my family, they're from Italy originally.
All right.
So when it was my great granddad came over in the war to Manchester, it was Ria. But then for some reason, because they had ice cream vans and things, and it was Ria's ice creams. But then over time, it's just changed to Ray. So it's always been Ray all my life.
All right. Okay. Right. Because
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you were any relation to the singer, but
Yeah. He's my granddad's cousin, Chris Ria. Yeah.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. There he is. Yeah.
Wow.
Bit of a claim to fame. No one ever believed me, but to be fair, my granddad told me this when I was growing up. Whether it's true, I'm just going off what my granddad said.
Yeah, right.
But to me, he was king. So whatever he said was real.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Anyway. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know about up with you today, but it's been a really nice sunny day here.
Yeah.
Everybody goes back to work on a sunny day.
It's typical. Well, I've been lucky. I've been off work. I'm on a 0-hour contract in my job. So I work for an agency. So Monday they cancelled my shift because it was quiet. They've cancelled my shift today because it's quiet. And they've just phoned me there earlier. I've cancelled my shift again tomorrow because it's quiet.
Oh, which is nice. It's
nice, but I don't get paid.
Yeah, you don't get paid. Yeah, so no, well.
Do you know what, Rob? I don't care.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. Doesn't bother me. I know the way things are going now with online, that it's irrelevant.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's
yeah.
That's what I was saying on the post this morning. Sort of like public holiday yesterday. It rained, sun's out, everybody goes back to work, unless of course you've actually learnt the skills to develop an online business.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
So, Dom, your journey's been an interesting one. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well,
what got you into doing this group about confidence?
So believe it or not, right, before I got into all this online stuff, I wasn't a very confident person at all. Like, to the point where I wouldn't even, I'd walk down the street with my head down, try not to make eye contact with people so they wouldn't talk to me. Going into supermarkets, it sounds stupid, right? But this is what I was like. I would go, say if I needed to find something in a supermarket and I couldn't find it, I wouldn't ask anybody. I would just leave it. And then obviously my daughter, she's started asking for me to ask for things, and the anxiety, it was awful. I was a mess. I wasn't very confident at all. So anyway, got into this online journey, started taking selfies for Facebook. And, I did that, got used to doing that. And then I was like, okay, quite like doing a selfie.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence started growing. I started reading some books, listening to audio books, had a few mentors and through the time that, helped me along with the confidence. And then I got into the video content side of things. and the confidence just started going up and up and up and up. And I thought, I can help people with this. I've been there. I know what it feels like. So that's how the group came. The group started off about affiliate marketing, and I just completely switched it about to help people with the confidence and start doing video content, especially if you're online.
Yeah, well, it's such an important aspect of being online, isn't it? I mean, we all know that that's what the algorithms love. They just push video.
Yeah, big time. And I noticed it more when I went to TikTok. Now, it's funny because when I started, I was just scrolling through TikTok nearly 2 years ago. That's when I found affiliate marketing. But at the time, it was all about young people dancing, and it was all funny stuff. And I said I would never go onto TikTok. But then the last 6 months of being on there, well, this last week alone, things have just started escalating massively. It's such a good platform to use alongside Facebook. It's immense.
I actually put a video up this month. Well, I shot a reel, which I then uploaded onto Facebook. And then I also put that reel on TikTok. And I just don't normally do TikTok because I'm one of those people who has bought into what's pushed by a lot of programs is, one product, one platform. And I've moved away from the one product because I've realized that, you actually need specialist products for different parts of the journey that people are on.
Mate, I've got 5.
Yeah, I've got
5, and we've got one obviously coming at the end of this month as well. So I think that's a false. I do, when people say it and you read it all the time, and people advise it, if you're just starting, do the one, which I get, but you're never going to master Facebook. Facebook changes all the time, and if once you're writing content, that's where you're stuck in that loop. And I was stuck in that loop for ages. So once you start doing video content, if you're doing reels like you just done today, it takes 2 minutes to upload it to TikTok. And it doesn't hurt. Like I use TikTok to record videos because the editor for TikTok is really good.
Right.
You can put like transitions in there and captions and make it look a bit better. And then I just download that to my phone, get rid of the watermark, and then I put it on YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, Facebook Reels. And I don't really check any of the others. I just use Facebook and TikTok. But I've got like 36 subscribers in a week on YouTube, which if I didn't post on there, the shorts, I would never add them.
Do you then call them over into your Facebook group? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Or over to my profile so they can come and read my content. What I say, like in the videos, I'll try and explain that, written content is really good because you can kind of express yourself a bit more. You can write quite a lot and somebody could read it all, whereas video, it's short form, unless you're doing a big YouTube video, which can be hours long. These short form videos, 30 seconds to a minute, you're catching the attention, you're getting your point across, and you really need them to go and then do something afterwards. So coming to your group or to your profile on Facebook's the best way, or a blog if you've got one.
Yeah. I did blogging years ago, and it's sort of like, it's painful. Maybe it's easier these days with AI, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got a blog still, but I was writing my blog, and then I was using that to post onto Facebook and LinkedIn at the time, but it ended up being too much.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is that, I mean, I started doing stories, which I didn't even know existed on Facebook until less than a year ago. And somebody introduced me to someone who specializes in doing stories. And that's one of the programs that I offer is, if you really want to learn how to do stories and pull people through into looking at what your offer is, then I took that training. And I then started doing stories probably every day, and moved away from long form post to a lot. But I am comfortable with long form because, as you say, I find it useful to let my thoughts unfold as I write something.
Yeah.
Whereas I always did the stories, I would just, I'd be out walking the dogs or whatever, and I'd pull out the camera and and then I'd try and use a story splitter or something like that to edit out all the ums and ahs that were in there.
Yeah. See, I love writing. I actually love it. Like, I know I go on about video content a lot, No matter where you go, that's all I talk about. But I do like sitting in front of the computer and just writing something out. Like, I've got things on my Microsoft Word, written content for like weeks and weeks that I can just use anytime. But you need both. You need to do both. Even if you're just starting out, doing both is going to excel you a hell of a lot quicker than it would just writing content. And I know that because I've been writing content for nearly 2 years. So let's say a year and a half, I was just writing content. And that's all I was doing. There was no videos. And then the reach isn't there. It's not as big.
No. People sort of, no matter how good your hook point is on content, a lot of people are just going to scroll by.
Yeah.
So, it's only the people that really grabs them are going to actually bother reading. And then, I don't know, they may be walking along the street, they get interrupted, whatever, and that's it. It's gone from their mind kind of thing. Well, whereas with the stories, if you're walking along with your phone, scrolling through, you've got headphones in or whatever, you can just listen to what people are saying and see them on screen, and it's easy.
But you just said that in a nutshell, mate, about short form video, stories, reels, TikTok, all of that. People are so busy these days. If people are commuting to work on a train or a bus, they're watching videos, they're not reading things.
Yeah.
They'll only go, I think, it's only my opinion, I think they'll go to read your stuff once they've know a bit more about you, if that makes sense. And with video, you can't hide. There's no hiding from it. You are you, and that's that.
Well, I think that's the other thing, isn't it? And it particularly, I suppose, in the last wee while, where AI has come on the scene, ChatGPT and everything. I mean, anybody can create a written post. Okay, It takes a bit of skill of how to prompt ChatGPT, and you don't want to just, take the first thing that it says and dump that onto Facebook because it's so obvious. So it does take a little bit of skill to do it. But one of the things that is probably drummed into everybody who buys a half decent program to learn from is you've got to be authentic. So how more authentic can you be than, hi, this is me?
Yeah.
with all my faults and flaws, and I'm not properly looking in the camera, and I'm saying and and so what?
It's funny. I read a post yesterday. Tom Savvy, he put a post out about being yourself, and you can't hide when you do videos. And basically, you are you. And I was just thinking, my best performing videos are when I first wake up in the morning. I need a haircut. Right? My hair's a mess. I look knackered, and I just start. Oh no, that wasn't me having a go there, Rob. No, honestly, so I'll record a video and I'll just say whatever I've got to say. And then videos, I think, seem to do better, because I think people are waking up in the morning feeling the same way I look and be like, okay, yeah, I can understand what this guy's saying, and they just sit and watch it.
Yeah. Well, what is it about affiliate marketing? We want to connect with people who have the same values as us, who are like us, who are looking to do something different as we have done. So somebody sees you with bed hair in the morning and they're sitting there thinking, I need coffee. You're exactly like them.
That's it.
Yeah. So, I mean, to a certain extent, Dom, it sounds like you from this very shy, retiring, not wanting to speak to anybody, even in a supermarket, to ask for something, have suddenly just bloomed out onto all the platforms with video content. So is it that old just do it, or are there things that you can do that you help people with to improve their confidence?
So there's a few aspects. It depends where you are on the scale. So if you was like me, it's a complete fear. It's about digging a bit deep, thinking why and where you lost the confidence. Because I truly believe that we're all confident. If you look at kids, they don't care what they say, what they do. They climb up things, they jump about. The confidence is in there. But then over time, either somebody or something has knocked your confidence out of you. And it's about figuring out what or who it was, and then basically getting them out of your life. And I've had to do it the hard way, because it was people that was doing that to me. And it was hard at first, but see, after a bit of time, it's like, you know what? I'm a better person. I feel better. And I'm now helping other people feel better. So in the long term, if that's where the problem is, then that's where I would start. But then there's people like, you know, there was a comment that I put up the other day, someone who went through my first course that I did, you know, and he's not a confident person, but he just had a fear of doing video content because of what other people would think about him, you know, especially friends and family. And I put a post out yesterday about that, about friends and family. I got a bit of shit for it, to be fair. I did, from a certain family member. But I'm at a point in my life where I don't care. I don't.
It's just sort of like, okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm out to help people, and they just can't. What it is, because I'm a totally different person now, and whoever starts this will become a different person. You know, and once you start creating the videos and you're expressing yourself and you let go of all that anxiety and stress, you do become a better person, and people don't like that. Yeah. So yeah, this guy, you know, he went through the course and now he's got his own group, does lives in it. He's made his first sale online. He's doing video content, and that, and I put on it, it's like, look, I know he's done all the work, but I feel like I've helped a little bit along, you know, in his journey. So that's all it is for me.
Yeah, I've said to you before, I mean, I've been trained as a professional coach, and there's always that thing in coaching that people will say, oh, thank you very much for doing this for me, sort of thing. And you've always got to, you know, yeah, you do get a little, ooh, but you've always got to remember, it's not you who's done it, it's they've done it.
Yeah.
All you are is a catalyst in the process. You're the little bit of chemical in the test tube that's helped them bubble out and be who they are.
Yeah. And that's the same with affiliate marketing though, Rob, isn't it? You know, if you invest into something and you get something from it, then quite right, you're going to sell that. You're going to be like, well, this is what it's done for me, so this is why I'm selling it. Yeah, I think that's why this whole 2 to 5K in 90 days thing has kind of died down a little bit. You know, because it's a farce where the people like you, and there's loads of other people online that are really successful, it's because they're learning from what they've paid for and they're quite happy talking about it. It's not even trying to sell it, you're just talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. There was something I was going to say there, and I was trying to. Yeah, it was when you were saying about, you know, as kids we're all confident, and something has knocked that confidence out of us. So, you know, I'm like you. I mean, I don't have any fear now of going on camera. I've done live talks in front of people, and I mean live talks, actual physical human beings.
That's my next goal. That's my next goal.
Definitely. So. But as a kid, I was quite shy, you know, and I was okay. But, you know, as I got to be a teenager, if it was sort of like, oh, there was a party or, you know, go and meet people kind of thing, I was really, you know, I don't know what to say. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know.
Do you know why?
I know why, because as a young child, I was quite chubby in the face and I was specky 4 eyes.
Yeah, same. But you know, I read a lot. I really do, and I like to know what I'm talking about. And basically, confidence is just knowing stuff. So if you don't know something, you're not going to be confident. So if you don't know how to talk to that girl, or you don't know how to start a conversation, or you don't know how to record a video, you're not going to have the confidence to do it. So yeah, it is, once you do it and you keep doing it, repetition, then you are going to be confident. So you will. People are, it's like riding a bike. You get on a bike when you're a kid, you're not confident, are you? And then eventually you start riding the bike.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And it sounds simple, but
I've said this to you before, and I know you've reflected it in some of your posts, and, you know, which came first, chicken or egg, is irrelevant. But my mum, I mean, she's been dead now 10 years, but one of the things she used to always say to me, you know, when I'd sort of say, oh, I don't want to go, and she'd just turn around. Well, she always called me Robert rather than Rob. Robert, don't care what everybody's thinking about you, because they're not. They're too busy worrying about what you're thinking about them.
Exactly. That's the best. That's the best. And that's the thing I always say is, I think I heard it from Tony Robbins. I think that other people's opinions are none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I say it all the time, and I swear by it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it was Tony Robbins. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody.
I have no idea, but maybe my mum spoke to Tony Robbins.
Yeah, possible. He spoke to a lot of people.
Could have done. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I mean, we were just talking there, I've done actual stand-up live talks in front of groups of people. And I've told you the story about way back when I was actually running a social enterprise, which was actually in Scotland. It was in Nithsdale, which is that bit of Dumfries, North Dumfries, just before you hit Ayrshire.
Right.
So it was an ex-coal mining area. Very, very high unemployment. I mean, we were looking at sort of 22, 23% unemployment at the time. And there was the council and Scottish Enterprise and everybody got together and they set up this, what they call social enterprise business, which was to retrain ex-miners in doing landscaping work. And I managed to get the job actually managing the project. And as a consequence of that, the overseeing voluntary board asked me to stand as a board member.
Yeah, that was a tough crowd. Scottish miners.
I had to stand up at the annual general meeting of the voluntary sector organisation with probably about 150 people. And I had to present why I should be a member of the board. Well, I'll send it to you. I mean, I had my notes on a book or a pad like that, and I just talked. And then,
I find that the best way to do things, Rob.
Yeah. But that was the thing, though, Don. That was the thing, because when I sat down, I thought, oh my God, what a bloody mess. You didn't say half of what you intended to say. You were shaking like a leaf. They're going to elect you onto their board of directors. You've got to be joking. People were coming up to me afterwards and going, yeah, well done, great, fine, yeah. And I got elected.
There you go.
That taught me a thing or two as well, is that we overthink it. We put too much into, this has got to be perfect. This has got to be like a Hollywood movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is.
Well, how many takes do they do to get a Hollywood movie? You know what I mean?
Thousands.
And how much is in the editing room lying on the floor?
Yeah.
It's an unrealistic thing. And it comes back to that being authentic. None of us are the Hollywood movie star. Just be us.
I had a conversation yesterday with a guy, right? So I've been doing lives on TikTok, walking to work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a heap load of followers and people messaging me. And this guy came over to Facebook and joined my group. And he's like, look, I really want to do what you're doing, but I've got a stutter. I was like, well, so? He's like, but I can't. Obviously, I stutter while I'm recording the videos. I said, well, use it. Talk about it. Talk about how you've struggled doing videos, but because you've got a stutter, and look at me now, I'm doing this video. He was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. And off he went and done a video and posted it on TikTok talking about his stutter.
Absolutely brilliant. And I mean, that's this, isn't it? He was basically saying, I cannot talk to anybody. Well, I'm sure he does talk to people, regardless of the fact he's got a stutter.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah, it's funny. I could give a load of stories. This week has been unreal. There was a lady that followed me again on TikTok, seen my lives, watched a few of my videos, come over to my group again as well, and she's well into like mental health and helping people that way. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't doing videos with her in it, and it was to do with Facebook and people on her Facebook, family and friends. She's like, I can't post on there because of my family and friends, and I was like, look. Are they paying your bills? Have they got the same values and views as you? She's like, no. The next day, boom, video, reel on Facebook, post on Facebook. I was like, yes. They're all massive wins to me, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dom. So this is obviously being recorded live in the group, and I'll shoot you over a recording of it.
Yeah.
So you can use it as well. But one of the things, obviously, how long have we been on now? We've only been on 25. I thought that said 35 minutes. It's only 25. I need my glasses.
I know, I'm the same. I can't see anything. I've got a light up here, so it was a bit brighter. I can't actually see. I'm like,
yeah, mine's up there. Mine's up in the corner. Yeah. Okay. So what I was going to say is, at the end of this, obviously, if you put a comment in on the recording, which gives the URL of your group and everything, that would give people a chance to get over and see what you're doing and learn from you. I mean, which I think would be really good, because
that'd be great.
You know, even in the group, I've seen a few people who have not necessarily posted in the group, but I've seen elsewhere where they're saying, oh, you know, I'm not sure about doing videos and all this kind of thing. And as we said right back at the beginning, it's such a critical part of getting out there and being that authentic person.
Yeah. Well, that's the difficult side of this with the confidence thing, is people aren't going to put their hands up as much as if it was for something else. If I don't tend to put in posts and like, you know, comment this if you're not confident, because who's going to put their hand up to that, you know? So I always put a link to my group, or come and just chat to me. You know, it's private that way. I'm never going to speak to anyone about what you said, unless it's a good story like the other two I've just told you about. But I'm obviously not naming any names.
No. And I think, I think that's one of the things that is, you know, really good about your group, is that it's a group for people who want to improve their confidence with doing video. And so if they do video, do a live or whatever, or a post in your group, the people they're talking to are in exactly the same boat as themselves. So there's absolutely nothing to fear.
Exactly. I did try that. I tried that just after Christmas time. I was like, look, I'm going to make this group only posting videos, but it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. So I kind of reverted back a little bit, because there was a couple of people that did it. But the idea was I wanted to get, you know, some of the people that got the confidence would maybe jump on a live, do something like this with me and talk about how it's working. But I think I maybe jumped the gun a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe the start of a series, you know.
maybe. I think this is the great way. If somebody just does find that fire and gets the confidence and starts doing videos, the best, I'd love to just do a live like this and post it in the group, post it everywhere if they don't mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know, you know, we've got mutual friends, and I know there's a couple of people that, you know, are also friends of mine who have been in your group and then started doing stories and reels and lives and stuff. And I know of at least two of them that I can think of just like that who've made high ticket sales.
Yeah.
So there's your next two interviews, isn't it? That's
a good point. See, I never thought about that.
Oh, absolutely. They're your success stories, Don.
Yeah, that's it.
They're what you have been that catalyst to help them do. Create high ticket sales. Why are they online? They want to do affiliate marketing and make high ticket sales. Would they have done it without your support?
Maybe not. I'm too modest. I wouldn't say it was because of me, but I'd say, I'll give a helping nudge along the way.
Giving that safe space for people to go, all right, it doesn't matter if I make an absolute tit of myself here, because everybody who's going to watch this is in exactly the same boat, and I'm actually doing it. I'm putting my video out there.
Yeah, that's it. I advise people as well with the first video, keep it if you can, just for the future.
Sorry, I'm just thinking, I wish I'd taken a film of me doing that talk way back.
Yeah, imagine that. And I haven't got my first video. I can't find it anywhere. I know it was bad. I know it was terrible. Yeah. But maybe I should go at my first TikTok video, because that was quite a while ago. I have to have a look and put that up in the group.
Yeah. But that's it, isn't it? Once you do it, it's sort of like, yeah, it's not perfect. It doesn't look as good as everybody else's, but so what? It's there.
It is an anticlimax. It is an anticlimax. You think you get all this hyped up about it, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, is that it?
you were saying you really enjoy reading, and I can't remember where I heard this from, but something I read that said that the chemicals, the neurotransmitters that circulate in your brain, when you're feeling fear and when you're feeling excitement are exactly the same chemicals.
Yeah. I've heard that as well. I can't mind who that is.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from, but it's sort of like, I mean, so when you're, clicking on the camera thinking,
I think it's
really
called good
excited to do
dopamine
it.
and bad dopamine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all dopamine, but it's good and bad. One sends you that way and one sends you that way.
Yeah, yeah. So I suppose that's something that, if you can make yourself think, I'm not scared, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I'm on the roller coaster. I'm about to go over the edge of the roller coaster. I'm having fun. I'm scared stiff.
One of the I've got a 4-step training in my group, and it's basically how to feel more comfortable in front of the camera.
Mhm.
And the biggest one is just pretend that you're talking to either yourself, because you only got yourself on the camera anyway, or you're talking to a friend. And it just takes that pressure off, because everyone's got friends. Well, I've not got any actually, but anyway, we've got friends or family that you speak to. I'm only joking. And when you're sitting having a coffee with your friend or your family member, you're just chatting away. You don't think about it.
Yeah.
So if you can get into that mindset of you're talking to a friend, it'll just flow a lot better and you'll feel a lot more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And do you recommend people at all to pick something that they just enjoy doing? I mean, not to bother about, I'm here as an affiliate marketer, I want to make sales. Just talk about, on Saturday I was in the park and
Yes.
Yeah.
Take the business out of your head, especially if you've never done it, and just talk about you. Talk about what you do. Talk about anything. Doesn't have to be about business. You can incorporate that once you get used to being on the camera.
Yeah. And I think that's something that, I mean, it's not just with video posts, it's about written form posts as well. People come into this and
my mentor this, my mentor that.
well, yeah, but it's also about the focus is on the sale.
Yeah.
I'm here to make a sale.
Yeah.
No, I'm here to make a contact with somebody who may or may not become a client at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to become a client just because I go, I've got a great offer.
Rob, I've done it for so long. Honestly, like for well over a year, that's always in my head, because everybody gets into this to make money and leave the job. That's the be all and end all of it. Mm-hmm. So you get into it and you think, right, I'm going to leave the job. I made a goal that I would leave my job on my daughter's birthday, which is July the 25th. But this was last year, not this year, last year. So it was October the year before. I was like, right, my daughter's birthday, I'm going to be out the job, I'm going to be online full time. It didn't happen because all I was thinking about was trying to make sales. And it comes across when you're in your content, in your DMs, when you're chatting to people, and it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You need to just,
you
need to find this space. I wish I could just like scream from the mountaintops of this space that I'm in right now. And it's a crazy thing that's happened, that I'm just enjoying everything that I'm doing. And there's people coming to me, asking me questions. And before it was me trying to find people all the time, and cold DMs and all that kind of stuff. And all that's just gone now.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not thinking of sales anymore. I'm just having fun.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? Just enjoy the journey, because who knows where it's going to end. So you might as well enjoy it along the way.
Absolutely.
There's no guarantee that you'll get to that end point and be happy as Larry sort of thing. I mean, probably won't be if that's all you're focused on.
Yeah. There's no end goal. There isn't an end goal. There shouldn't be an end goal. There should be little goals. Reach that one, get another one. Reach that one, get another one. Yeah. If the best goal is, if you're watching this and you're not doing video content, that should be your goal. Not what that's going to help in the future. Just get to the video content. And once you're doing that, right, how can you utilize that?
Yeah.
And keep just growing and going.
Yeah. And I think that's the other thing as well. I mean, that's one of the mistakes I think I made when I started doing stories on Facebook is I was doing it daily, 6 days a week anyway. 6 days a week, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah, call to action.
Yeah.
And it was just, yeah.
Stories aren't really for that, are they? so much for the
They
CTAs.
can be, they can be useful in that way, I think. I mean, I find them useful if they are occasional call to actions. Not every day, but sort of starting to unfold what's going on, what you're thinking about, what you're learning, what you're doing, how you've learned to progress, etc. Just putting those kind of stories up, and then as part of maybe a campaign to actually then once a fortnight drop in if you want to know more, click the link or something like that. I mean, or join the group or whatever.
I always put the link for my group in the stories, because you can put a link in there now.
Yeah.
So even if there's not a call to action, if by chance they press that link, it's going to take them to my group anyway.
Now that's something, because I started trying to do that. So I've been using Story Splitter to do it, and then breaking it down into 15-second chunks.
Yeah.
And then you can edit those with live captions, etc., and put a link in. But I don't find, I've seen some people with an actual link button.
Yeah.
Whereas
I've got a link button. You've got to be on Instagram.
You're doing them from Instagram.
No, you've got to be connected. Your Facebook and your Instagram have got to be connected.
Right.
For you to get the link on Facebook stories.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way you can have the link button in your stories when you're doing it.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
There you go, yeah. So basically, when you put a story on Facebook, it automatically goes onto Instagram as well.
Yeah. I was wondering whether it was you saying you were using TikTok to do yours, whether it was easier to put a link in on TikTok or...
No, the link on TikTok's just in your bio. If you've got, you need 1,000 followers though in TikTok to go live and to put a link in your bio.
Right.
So what I did with TikTok was, when I didn't have 1,000, I was just basically asking people to follow me. It's like, look, I'm going to go live once I get to 1,000 followers. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about that, and just ask people to follow you. If you don't get it if you don't ask.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. Simple as that. Yeah. And also follow, if you are just getting onto TikTok, follow other people in your niche. So if it is affiliate marketing, just follow a load of them, and chances are they'll follow you back.
TikTok is effective as a search engine, isn't it? So you can actually...
It is.
Yeah, you can actually get to search, affiliate marketing 23 or make money online, work from home, whatever.
Yeah, so it's massive on the SEO now, TikTok. Yeah. So it's trying to be a bit more like YouTube. So it's more of a search engine.
Yeah.
So, people will say to you, if you are doing TikTok, to put hashtags in and keywords and things like that. But if you're just starting out, don't stress. Just get going.
Yeah. Well,
I don't bother with all that stuff. That really doesn't bother me.
Yeah. It's exactly what you were saying right at the start. Just start. You can't travel unless you start. I've got to say, you can't steer a parked car. You can take the wheels. You can't steer it. It's not going anywhere.
You can't run before you can walk. And most people when they're starting out are just crawling. So there's no point in trying to sprint anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Everyone, I get it. Everyone wants everything now. I think it takes time to learn patience and to fail a lot. And if you don't give up once you've failed a few times, that's when you'll learn to be more patient. And you just have to. But I think that's why a lot of people give up as well, Rob.
I think that goes back to what you were saying about all these sort of make your 10,000 a month in 90 days.
Yeah.
I know 2 people who've actually done it.
Mm-hmm.
2 people. And
in their first 90 days of just starting.
I know one who made 11,000 in 90 days. Not every month, just 11,000 in the 90 days.
Yeah.
I know another one who cracked it in about the same, about 90 days. But what I would say is certainly one of those who actually made substantially more than 10,000 in 90 days, had actually tried various things before, including Amazon affiliates and all this
Yeah.
kind of thing. And it was only with that background, and they got into high ticket. So they already had knowledge and experience there. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's it. Isn't it?
yeah. And I mean, I've tried. I mean, God, if I look at what I've tried to do to start businesses, I mean, I started before there was social media with multi-level marketing, as in write down a list of 100 people you know, get hold of their phone numbers or bump into them and tell them you've got something great, and go round, arrange a visit to go round to their house and show them a presentation of buying these wonderful household products. I mean, I wasn't quite
Toilet brushes.
Yeah, what do they call it? The something ladies, the
Avon.
Avon ladies.
Yeah.
I've never made an Avon lady, but I did more or less the same bloody thing.
I'm not going to lie, mate. I've tried that.
Yeah,
Tried it.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I tried that. I tried Amazon affiliates when I was running my coaching business offline, which, I mean, you know, in terms of experience, I took an offline coaching business well into six figures. And then, of course, the 2008 kerfuffle happened.
I think the word business, right, kind of plays on people's minds a little bit. Because the word business, it's like, oh, no, right, you've got to be prim and proper. You've got to be this business person. But this whole business model, this being online, about being yourself, you don't have to be all of that. And I think I definitely did it for me. Like, people would say to me, "How have you got a business, Dom? You're not working." But it is. It's online. It's more of a. It needs a better word, I think. I think business is too structured.
I get where you're coming from with that, but I think sometimes as well that can hold people back, is they don't actually treat it as a business. They don't treat it as, this is my future.
Yeah, touche.
So it works both ways, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hobby. I'm not doing this.
No.
For a
No. I say all the time that when I'm going to work, that I started these lives walking to work, and it takes me 25 minutes in the morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning. It's been going really well, but I've been saying to people, look, I'm not going to my job, I'm going to my side hustle. And there's people in the comments going, what you on about, your side hustle? I says, well, it is my side hustle. My online business is what I do every day, and I spend more time at doing that. You know, I'd go to my job, my side hustle, just so it pays my bills. That's it.
Yeah, well, that's what job stands for, isn't it? Just over broke.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you want to actually make money, then you work for yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you're working for somebody else, the most money you're making is for them.
Exactly, just a number.
Yeah, and you'll be discarded as soon as they don't need you.
Like that. Yeah.
Because I know you got made redundant, didn't you, mate?
Oh, bloody hell, yeah. Last June, got made redundant. I was in construction at the time, doing groundworks. So I ended up, I was off for 2 weeks before I found this job I'm in now. Yeah, but that just happened like that. One day everything was fine, the next thing, boom, no job. And because I just switched company as well, so I didn't even get any redundancy money.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I've had a bit of a mare this last year. Like in October, I was in an accident in my new job. That kept me off work for 6 weeks. Because it's a 0-hour contract for an agency, didn't get any money.
Yeah.
I had to sell my car in November just to pay some bills. So I've not had a car since November. Yeah, it's been a mess. But do you know what? I'm always smiling, mate. And everything that happens, you just use bad stuff and make it better. That's all I do. Otherwise, I would have jumped off a bridge a long time ago.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, it just sort of like, there's that old saying, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it.
Yeah, and there's another one. It's like things happen in life for you, not to you. Yeah. You know, and everything that does happen, it might be shit at the time. I was homeless 2 months ago. You know, I was sofa surfing 2 months ago, and I thought, oh no, this is it, what I'm going to do. But it's actually made everything better. Got a better relationship with my daughter. I've got more time to work on business, more time to work on myself. So it might have been bad at the time, but I knew it was only going to get better. So it's fine.
That offline training and coaching business that I set up in 2000, and then, as I say, ran it until 2000. Well, I actually ran it till 2010. But in 2008, I took a job with the NHS doing sort of training kind of stuff. But the reason why I started that is I'd been in a secure job for 5 or 6 years, working with a college in Scotland, which it was what was called the Scottish Agricultural College. It's now part of the Rural College of Scotland. And I'd got bored. And I found a job working for a charity that worked with disadvantaged and unemployed, as the phrase went at the time. And the guy, the chief executive of it, was an absolute...
Yeah. I'll say it, Rob, I don't care.
But his wife also worked for the company. Now, I was actually employed as one of the directors of this company. So his wife was interfering in some of the training centres and sort of causing problems. And I thought I'd had a nice quiet word with her, sort of like, Mary, it's just not your place, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, after that, that was it. Bertie, the boss, was after me. And I went in on a Friday. On the Friday afternoon, I called the HR director. The company had a headquarters elsewhere. I called the HR director and I said, I want the HR director on site first thing Monday morning, and this had better get sorted. So call the HR director in. It ended up with me turning around to him and taking him aside and saying, look, I'll tell you what, this is not going to work. Now, there's 2 options here. I can actually make a real fuss of it, or you can give me 3 months' pay. I'd only been working for them for 9 months at that point. You can give me 3 months' pay, the use of the company car that I have and the telephone I have for the next month, and I will go quietly. Or I'm going to put that bastard through a window.
Rob, I can't believe you said something like that.
You got to remember, Dom, I worked in the forestry industry as a contractor and as a manager of contractors, which can be tough,
Yes.
So I got that. And from there, I set up my training and coaching business. Now, at the time, I had 2 young kids. We'd just moved house, not long. I was sort of like from a very good salary to nothing. So it had to work. Managed to make it work. 6 months later, I was earning more money in my business than I'd been earning in my job.
Just shows you, doesn't it? It does. It shows you that.
And to put the icing on the cake, the chief executive and his wife both got sacked 6 months later.
Karma. That's karma.
What goes round comes round, mate. What goes round comes round.
Bloody does.
Yeah. So, at the time, what happened in sort of like storming out of my job, everything, was actually the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because I ran that business until the economic crash in 2008, kept it going for another 2 years while I got another job on the basis that, yeah, well, okay, bit of financial crisis at the moment. It'll be all over in a year or 2. I can go back and I can rejuvenate the business.
No.
No. But yeah, sometimes I think sometimes we've got to take that attitude of, okay, this is shit. Is it going to matter to me in 5 years' time?
Exactly. Yeah. People say online all the time, especially newbies, they'll be like, you've got to fail. You need to fail to learn. Failing is learning. But you need to think like that in your real life as well. You fail. I've failed at an awful lot of stuff. You can read one of my posts in my group. From being 18 to now, all the shit that I have failed at. From joining the Navy to getting in loads of debt because I wanted to be a project manager, and instead of doing that, learned how to play the guitar and loads of stuff. So, it's not just online that you need to fail. In life, you do as well, and you learn by it.
Yeah. I think my youngest son, he's well grown up now, but he ballsed up his hires at school the first time. I mean, he's a smart kid. And I think he got through the sort of grade before that quite easily and thought, oh, I can just breeze through my hires. And he ballsed it totally. And he said to me at the time, he said, I've learned an awful lot from this. And I've learned an awful lot more than I probably would have done had I got the hires in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's the reality. So anyway, listen, you and I, that's the problem. You see, if we ever meet in a pub,
we'll be talking for hours.
We're going to have to do a lock-in just for us.
Yeah, it's only been 50 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not that long.
Not that long. But anyway.
I'm going to take this. I've got a cool software on my computer where I can take a video like this. It'll put all the captions in for me. Then I can take some of the captions and it'll make short form videos.
Nice one.
So I could turn a lot of this into like some TikToks and reels.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, superb. You'll have to fire over what that software is.
Yeah, it's really good actually.
Yeah. Are you an affiliate of it?
Not yet, but I'm gonna be. No, there is actually an affiliate program. I've just never thought about it.
Well, join the affiliate program before you fire it over to me.
Right, I will. Awesome, mate.
Excellent. So do that. Brilliant. I'll fire the recording of this over to you. And obviously on the post that it'll go in the group, if you put your link to your group and say,
yeah, just
come and say hello, you know.
Yeah, cool.
That'd be brilliant.
Sounds good, mate.
Excellent, Dom.
This has been
really good.
We'll have to go for that beer next time.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pop up on my motorbike one of these days.
Right, deal.
Okay.
Right, mate. Speak to you later.
Really good talking to you. Okay.
You too, buddy.
Cheers.
See you